We're all panicking we're all panicking way too much. Well, apparently we are. Yeah, are you panicking? I'm not so sure. I don't know if I am or not. It's hard to say, isn't it? Well, yes, I did laugh the other day because someone said to another colleague of mine, "Are you streaming?" And they said, "No, it's just the way I'm stood." That made me, yeah, I know, little bit saucy, but it's the phraseology we have now, isn't it? You know, those sort of things. Streaming, what does that mean? Are you live, not live? I don't get it. You know, whether you're recording or not recording. Why don't just say that? But of course, it's a whole new ball game out there, isn't it? That's the problem. As of course the former royal Meghan Markle is now finding out, because as we all know, she's trying to become an influencer, a brand ambassador, starting her own thing up with jams and Dob biscuits and all that paraphernalia. And as I said to you before, good luck to her in many respects, because it's not an easy market to break. I knew Gwyneth Paltrow quite well actually a few years back when she started off that Goop thing, and I interviewed her on a couple of occasions, and you're kind of trying to convince a public that you kind of know something about a brand, but you have to do your research, and she's worked hard at that brand, to whatever you like it or not. She's put the graft in, she put her acting career on hold to go down this route, and it's paid off. But what's interesting now, and I do find this very strange in fact, because as you know, Meghan launched this way back in March with no background or anything, and then the Instagram sort of flatlined, didn't it? They thought it was going to be millions, I mean literally millions within seconds. Meghan had come back, she'd already teased this in magazine interviews and stuff like that. But now her team, sensing that of course there's a, shall we say, lack of interest in pushing this forward, and this is the problem with Meghan Markle, I've been told, and as ever we have to say allegedly, she loses the momentum very quickly, very easy, and wants to move on. I mean, let's not forget 40 times 40. Yeah, that was just an absolute bombshell that went nowhere. But of course, she made a video and that was enough. She thought that people were just going to flock to it. They didn't, and there lies your problem. But again, here's the other side of it now. You see, her team are telling her that the minute she posts something, particularly a video-led form about an update on that particular company, American Riviera Orchid or whatever, then that will shoot it through to the million easily, because people just want to hear from her. They're begging, gagging almost to know exactly what Meghan's next move is. Well, are you? But I think it's a little bit cruel, in fact, because if this doesn't take off, the problem that you have with something like that is this. Working around her will find that Meghan may find that without that backdrop, that push, and of course depending on what product or what video she puts out, if it doesn't really take off, the whole thing could collapse. Now we've seen this many times before. There were going to be 4 children's books. There was only ever one, if you call The Bench a children's book. There was going to be the 40 times 40, all sorts of different things that never went anywhere, all of these speeches of word salads. Now her team are really struggling to be able to back this idea and this theory up. But of course, they have to go along with it. As I've said to you many times, they're being paid vast amounts of money. And as I also pointed out, they see the real cachet of now slowly introducing the children, something that Meghan may be even forced to do, whether she wants it or not, if she wants to see those numbers fly. But as we often say, Meghan gets what Meghan wants. But on this occasion, even the mystical figures and of course the adoring public might have disappeared forever. Either way, the team around her are praying that doesn't happen. As you can imagine, working out in Montecito, New Sean in the very heart of London.